Teaching a group well requires preparation. And so when you read the curriculum in advance, you are already making sure that you are ready mentally to be present and engaged with the kids. You're not trying to figure out it on the fly. You already know what the Bible story is, what the bottom line is, what the activities are going to be. This is the huge advantage you have to reading it in advance. But when you first open up the curriculum, there is a lot that's going on, and a lot of it can seem overwhelming, and you might just think, oh, I don't have time to read all this. Well, actually you do, and it's a lot simpler than you might think. I'm going to show you how easy it is to see the basics at a quick glance, as well as how to find your way through the Orange curriculum. Because Orange is age specific, we're going to show you different models depending on which age group you're working with. From your Planning Center Services page, you can go down to the files and find the different files that you could select from. We're going to choose the small group for the twos, and that'll open up a PDF for all of our small group curriculum. On this first page, we'll see a couple different things, but the main things are on the left side, where it will show us the Bible story for the day, the scripture reference for the day, the memory verse, which is usually a monthly memory verse for the kids, as well as the bottom line, which is like the big idea for the month. Those key concepts will be on every page for every activity throughout the curriculum. So if at any point you need to reference it to see what is the story about again, or what's the main thing here, look on the left side, it's right there. Now on the right side of the first page, you'll see a basic structure of small groups, large groups, and small groups. This is the way that the general curriculum is set up, so that you have some small activities, the large group worship, and then the small group activities again. And you'll see that reflected in our schedule in Planning Center Services. Let's take a look at one of these activities though to give ourselves a feel for an option. Again, this activity is called Made to Move. It's a kind that has the kids use their kinesthetic abilities. 7 times 7. No supplies, what you need, that's really nice. Tells you what to do before the activity, during the activity, and then what you could say at different points. So in this activity, they're just doing things 7 different times. But there's usually a key connecting statement at the bottom, kind of at the end. And here's one that says, in our Bible story today, there's a man who had to do something 7 times. I can't wait to find out what it is. Those cues will help you understand as a teacher how it connects to the main story. Here's another example. This one is a made to play. The kids are physically going to be playing something, but again, it has a connection to the story. Here they're stacking blocks. They're going to be stacking blocks in sets of 7. So again, we have this connection of 7 things. Count the blocks, stack them as high as possible, and then there'll be a connecting statement. Hey, our Bible story had somebody have to do something hard 7 times. Because today we're talking about how God's way is perfect even when it's hard to do. So that's what we talk about in the activity. Here's another activity. This one is a little bit different. It's an exploration activity. Here's another kinesthetic move activity. Here's another play activity. All of these activities are age appropriate. I think we've got a craft example down here. Usually there's craft. There we go. Made to create. Here's a craft example. Again, just another way of engaging kids with different senses so that they can retain what they've learned. The last page or two usually are a props list of sorts. And really this can be used by a director or a staff member or a coach to help assemble supplies. And so as the teacher, you really don't need to worry about the last 2 pages because we're doing the prep for you. Aren't we awesome? But that's how you navigate through the 2-year-old curriculum for Orange. And that's how easy it is. Again, thanks for taking the time to review the curriculum. You can weave intentional activities into your play with the 2-year-olds. We really appreciate your participation in making this an intentional, meaningful experience for the kids so they can grow in their relationship with God every single week at Lakeview Kids.